The digital age has brought us many great things, the ability to learn about anything we want, to find better deals, and to keep up with friends and family that are far away.
It's opened up communication worldwide, but when that open communication involves children and teens, it can get ugly.
That's right. Kristen Lowe explores the new frontier of cyberbullying and how local schools are fighting where the kids are actually the experts.
When we were kids, bullies pushed others down and took their lunch money or made fun of them in class. But today, children as young as 9 have cell phones and Facebook accounts and seem to operate them better than most adults, bringing bullying from the playground into cyberspace.
Cyberbullying is becoming more and more of an issue.
Lieutenant Mark Rowden with the ECISD police says they're seeing more and more bullying situations online.
One person gets on and says hateful things about another.
Or on their cell phones.
They're texting it to, 150 people if they're texting something negative about another student.
School administrators say the problem with cyberbullying is that it's almost impossible to escape, and it escalates faster.
So it can get very serious real quick.
Spencer Thompson is a developmental psychologist at UTPB. He says there's a thin line between teasing and bullying.
Bully is somebody who's persistent in labeling you, putting you down. It's that persistence that will have a long-term effect on somebody.
Thompson says the most common responses are avoidance and withdrawal, but in some cases the consequences are suicide and young teens facing serious charges like harassment, intimidation, and invasion of privacy. It's a reality that's faced right here in West Texas. In October, the FBI was called in to investigate an incident at Permian High, where a Facebook page dedicated to gossiping about students got out of control.
Basically, anybody was fair game.
Parts of the investigation are still ongoing, but no criminal charges were filed because there weren't any threats made.
What it came down to was name calling. These things blow up instantly. They snowball on them and they're not able to control it. It can become threats. They can become harassment.
During the last legislative session, Congress changed the wording on bullying laws, making them more detailed and easier to prosecute.
We have a very close relationship with our prosecutors. They're able to prosecute things that we're not aware of.
For Rowden, it's a new way of policing. And for school administrators, it's a new way of figuring out how to educate kids in a world where they're the experts.
What about cyberbullying? What do we do about this?
That's why Enriquez has been meeting with students as young as 4th grade, helping them understand cyberbullying, the way it affects others, and the consequences. Rowden says the most important thing is that parents are checking their children's phones and Facebook accounts.
We want our children to have their rights and have their freedoms, but they are still our children, and we still have a responsibility to protect them.
What's a predator? What's a predator?
It's a far cry from the days of hopscotch and schoolyard basketball.
But today's conversations are not yesterday's conversations.
But school officials say they're ready to take on the issue in order to protect our children. In Odessa, Kristen Lowe, News West 9.